Hey guys, Brandon Woolham hanging out here in the CCM Cafe in Nashville with our friend Doug Anderson. How are you?
What's up, brother?
So the last time you were here, we weren't able to do a one-on-one interview because
Right.
I think it was probably the most people that's ever been inside this space. We had a 4-person quartet
Right.
and maybe a 5-person band.
There were a lot of us in here.
It was a little toasty in here.
But it looks great in here, man. Your
Yeah.
set is awesome.
Yeah, we made so much money from that one we were able to change the set.
I'm sure.
So we're here today as a solo artist. You've got
Yeah.
a brand new album that's out there. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow is the name of the project, and it's my last solo project was in 2018, and this is the first project post-COVID, and we kind of waited. It's kind of a best of, and to know that I'm old enough to have a best of, it kind of blows my mind. But we got 4 brand new tracks on it, and they mean the world to me. I've had a part in the ideas of the songs and to help write the songs, and they come from a place of healing, and I'm ready to share that with the world.
Yeah, at least the songs you played in here today have some meaningful stories behind them. Are these songs that have been in the works since the last solo record, or were these kind of written in the past year or so?
Oh, we've written them probably in the last couple years, just taking our experiences over time and walking through life, and those experiences have come out. A lot of times when I'm driving back and forth to Nashville, you know, I get the ideas, and then I know the right people to call to make those ideas come to life. So probably in the last couple years.
Yeah, it seemed like there's probably some pretty good stories behind at least the 2 songs that you played in here today.
for sure.
Let's maybe give a little bit of the story behind the songs you played today in the cafe.
The song Until It Was Me is basically a song about having compassion for others. And you never know, a smile, a handshake, a hug, a text might be the only bright spot that somebody has in their day. And someday down the road, you're going to need a little bit of love and compassion yourself. And I found that to be true for myself. I'm 110% all the time. I'm wired for service, and I rarely take the time to show the right compassion for people. But then you walk through a little bit of life yourself, and you find out how much you need others and how important that smile or that text or that hug is. So that's what Until It means.
And talking about that song, it has some even deeper personal connections to you with some stuff that has happened in your life recently here, right?
You know, for sure. I mean, we walked through my mother's illness. My mother was the rock of our family, and she walked through about a 5-year battle with Alzheimer's disease, and when she passed, it rocked our family. Now, Brandon, I'm the fixer of our family. I fix everything. I mean, if there's relationship problems, if there's just things going on in their family, they send me in to fix it, and I couldn't fix it, and it rocked my world, and it sent me in a spiral to a place that I've never ever been before. And it was the friends, it was the family, it was the people that were closest to me that reached out to me and said, hey, we're here to help you. And you know what? Here's another thing. If you're out there and you're struggling, the strongest thing that you will ever do in your life is ask for help. And I asked for help. And I am so prideful, and that's just not like me. But when I asked for help, I found out how much people truly, truly respected me and loved me and wanted me to be whole. And I found that. So the song Until It Was Me is... you never know what a smile or a handshake or a hug will do to brighten somebody's day, and just get them through, because right now they're just surviving, and that just pushes them over the edge to keep going.
Yeah, and there was another song you did today too. Let's go ahead and get the story behind that one too.
God Works?
Yeah.
God Works is just an anthem. I am full of energy, and there's no more of a positive message. I start my concerts out with God Works every time, and it just gets people going. I mean, the answer is God works through every part of your journey in life.
Yeah. Well, we talked earlier about the last time you were here. These years that you have been in between the solo records, you've been out with Ernie Haase and Signature Sound. And
sure.
How is it a little different juggling those? Because you get 4 guys up there, can kind of cover up some things maybe. Now you're up there, just you and a little bit of background.
And it's crazy, and it's crazy how it all fits together. I married my high school sweetheart, and we've been married for 26 years. I have 2 daughters, and then I traveled with Ernie since 2003, and that was the start of the group. Traveled with him until 2015, 2016, and my solo stuff was taking off. So I left that to go home to do a solo thing, to raise my kids, which was my biggest ministry in life at that point. Now my kids are raised, and Ernie called out of the blue one day and said, would you fill in? Just come out and fill in for us one weekend. So I did that, came back home, and I remember my wife, Michelle, saying, what did you think? I said, we picked up like we'd never missed a beat. I said, but there's no way I'm getting back on that bus. And 2 weeks later, I was back on that bus. And it's the best of both worlds to do the group thing and the solo thing. Those guys on that bus, Ernie Haase is literally one of my best friends in the world. And God separated us for a little bit. We went our own paths, but to bring us back together, there's a new purpose for that, and I'm so thankful.
And even when you were separated, you were still in Stowtown Records, so you really weren't separated.
We were talking all the time. We just weren't working together as much. But it is literally one of the best times of my life right now, and I'm so thankful and grateful to be walking through that.
When you're writing in these writing rooms, are there times where like, yeah, that one might be one I need to send to Ernie? That would sound better with 4 parts and not just my part.
You know what? To be honest, I'm not much of a writer. I have ideas and I throw ideas out there, but I wish that I was that creative. There's some great writers out there. Ernie's a great writer. Of course, Wayne Hahn and Joel Lindsay have written my life story over the years.
And a lot of people's life stories.
Right. So I have a lot of ideas that I throw out, but until it was me, the song was one that I got to be a major part of, and that really came from the depths of my soul. So I'm thankful for that as well.
Yeah. So what happens touring here in the next few months? You going to tour this project, or are you going to be back out with Ernie?
Yeah,
I'm guessing Christmas sounds are coming from Ernie.
It's a little bit of both. We're touring with Ernie. Ernie does about 70, 75 dates a year, and I do about 30 to 40 myself. So that's a lot of traveling. But I do have 2 daughters, so I have weddings to pay for coming up, I'm sure. So, but the response to the project, to my project already, is just blown me away. And I think there's a nerve out there that's hitting people. And the thing that we've been saying here lately, we are dealing with so much pain and heartache right now. And it's time we, as the church body, address those things instead of just sweeping them under the rug. People are hurting. And the thing that we're telling people that's been on my heart is just show up. Sometimes all you got to do to experience everything God has in your life is just to be willing to show up. And it's important for you to show up because somewhere someone is depending on you to fulfill the calling God has on your life. And we believe that. And that might be your parents, it might be your kids, it might be your grandkids, your great-grandkids, it might be a friend, it might be someone down the road that you don't even know, that somewhere down the line is going to be inspired by what you walk through and how you walk through it today. So that's the thing, and it's just striking a nerve, and it's been our passion here lately.